This is the Barak Show on SiriusXM Fight Nation and Dazn, and we have friend to the room, friend to the show, special guest on the line all the way across the pond. Our guy, Mr. Eddie Hearn, is on the line with us, folks. Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Thanks for having me on.
What about AJ? I mean, look, are you campaigning for Fury to fight AJ before this Wilder fight? Because obviously they're talking about it being in October, but if you have an opportunity to swoop in and make that Fury AJ fight, you would?
We'd love to. We'd love to do that. And we would do that in a heartbeat. It's not really our business. It's really down to PBC and Bob Arum to come to me. I've already told Bob Arum and those guys, listen, if Wilder wants to step aside, then we're all in for that fight. I mean, obviously they represent Fury and they represent Pulev as well, who AJ fight. So Arum could make that happen if he wanted to. My real thoughts is that Deontay Wilder's not going to step aside from that initial fight, particularly at the moment with how, how uncertain the world is. Because it's all very well now saying step aside. Look what you've just seen. I mean, who knows? There could be a spike next year and we've got to stay back indoors again. So if I'm Deontay Wilder and I've got any pride at all, which I believe he has, he ain't going to want to let AJ get to undisputed before he gets a chance to win his belt back. You know? That's my gut feeling. And if he does, he shows a huge sign of weakness. Because let me tell you something now. When AJ lost to Andy Ruiz on June the 1st at Madison Square Garden, if I would have gone to him and said, listen, I think I can get you a load of money to step aside and not fight Andy Ruiz, my God, he would have shut me down in a second. In fact, he probably would have never spoke to me again. And I would never have even had the audacity to mention it to him because I know what type of man he is. I can't believe in a million years that Deontay Wilder's going to go, just give me a couple of million and let AJ have his shot at undisputed. No way. They wouldn't give us our shot at undisputed. Yeah, but they wouldn't give us our undisputed shot for years anyway. They're not going to do it now. So let Fury go through him again, and then we'll fight the winner. You know, you're going to see that fight. You're going to see the winner. You know, if AJ beats Pulev, which I believe he will, and Fury beat whoever wins that fight, you are going to see the undisputed fight.
No, go ahead. Say what you wanted to say. When Fury beats Wilder, that's where you were going. So you think Fury?
True. No, true. When? Yeah, of course. Look, he's beat him twice. You know, he'll beat him again. But it doesn't. Listen, he might walk onto one. He might get knocked out. Wilder's still dangerous, but you've got to fancy Fury very strong in that fight. But whoever wins that fight, for AJ, it's never been about Wilder. It's never been about Fury. It's been about the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. But the only good thing to come through all of this to the fans is what I'll tell you now. We're going to be under pressure to produce great fights, to get back to where we need to be, to compete in the global space of sports. So if we can produce the undisputed heavyweight world championship fight, our sport is going to rocket to the front of that priority list for broadcasters. And that's what we want.
But Eddie, you just said that they weren't trying to give you the undisputed fight. So if Wilder does beat Fury in the trilogy, how are you so certain that you're going to get that fight with Wilder and AJ?
It just becomes so big, you know. And I think when we talk about what's left, you know, what's left for Deontay Wilder, what's left? Anthony Joshua has unified the heavyweight division twice. He's lost his belt. He's come back. He's won it again. It just becomes just so big, that fight. You know, I actually felt that Wilder against Joshua was always a bigger fight than Fury against Joshua.
I agree.
And I'm not sure if that's still the case, but certainly if Wilder beat Fury, my God, Wilder against Joshua is just huge. But it doesn't matter who it is. It's just got to happen. And I really feel like you'll see it. If you don't see it at the end of this year, you'll see it at the beginning of next year.
All right. I mean, hypothetically
we're going to hold
speaking,
you to that.
Ideally, Eddie, when do you see Matchroom putting on his first boxing, event on? Like, in your head, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing, I'm hopeful for something in late June, but I think we definitely need to be doing something in July at the latest. Because, again, and I don't envisage that being necessarily with fans. I'm not ruling that out, but likely we need to create some kind of environment where we can create quality content, quality fights for our broadcast partners in a safe environment for the fighters and get the fighters back to work. I don't think you're going to see the AJ Furies, the Canelos Triple Gs in June or July, but we need to come, these fighters are self-employed as well, you know. So
right.
they need to make their money, but they need to be safe. So we've got to reach that point where everything's safe and we're good to go. You know, there's not one sport in the world right now that isn't thinking or isn't planning for the return. You know, but the truth is no one knows. For me, I think late June, early July is a realistic date where you'll start seeing boxing again.
All right, well, we should.
Sounds good.
We hope so, man. You're doing a good job with your beard too at home. You might be sneaking a barber in your house. I don't know, Eddie, man.
I got rid of it this morning.
Oh, did you? Oh man, you're not part of the beard gang anymore, man.
Listen, the beard saved you, Eddie. The beard kind of saved you.
Yeah, man, the
needed
beard
that
was
beard.
cool
I don't know
on
what's
you,
wrong
man.
with you.
Let it grow. Let it grow, man.
Listen, I feel like I'm going to be here for another 3 weeks, so I'll let it grow again.
And Eddie, and when you see, look, I'm cleared by the doctor. He says I'm not contagious anymore, so don't act funny when you see us. Don't run away from us.
I don't know about that.
Are they saying though that once can you get it again or not?
Well, they're still doing tests on that.
No, but there's been a very, very small percentage of people who actually recontacted the disease. Yes, so they're still learning.
Really?
You know, obviously we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk to you for hours. We could talk to you for hours. You know.
I know.
Right,
I'm sure.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Yeah, I might check out that dart thing tonight, man. Thanks for taking the time to call us up, Eddie, man. You stay safe, you and your family stay safe. Tell your pops we said get well, all right?
I will do. Respect, guys.
All right.
See you later.
Take it easy.
God bless you, brother.
Take care. Bye.